So in the meantime, you've got a number of issues going back and forth between these leaders and our countries, the U.S. and China, and President Trump facing mounting pressure to win the release of political prisoners held by the Chinese Communist regime, including pro-democracy advocate Jimmy Lai. Sebastien Lai is Jimmy Lai's son, and Sebastien Lai joins me now. Thank you for your time live in London, and thank you for being here. Just so our audience is reminded, Jimmy Lai was living and working and producing a newspaper in Hong Kong. And it was around 7 years ago where he was pushing strong democracy changes in China that the CCP and President Xi did not like. He's been put in jail. He's 78 years old. His sentence is at least 20 more years. How's your father doing now? Let's start there.
Thank you very much for having me. As you said, my father has been campaigning for democracy peacefully in Hong Kong for the last 20, 30 years, which is, even they say today is legal, but, from my father's example, is a perfect example of where it is not legal and he's been imprisoned. He's been in solitary confinement for the last 5 years. He's now 78. Turning 79 at the end of this year. We're incredibly worried for him because, as you can expect, someone his age in those absolutely inhumane conditions, his health has massively deteriorated.
Yes, the health is a concern for him and another patriot of his who has serious health concerns also, younger than your father. Sebastian, do you think this is the time? Is this the moment when your father can be sprung free?
The president has mentioned on multiple occasions how important my father's case was to him and many people. He said that he wants to get my father out, and we've been so incredibly grateful for his support. And I think, in terms of things that China and Hong Kong can do in order to show a good gesture, putting a 78-year-old man who is close to death on a plane and sending him over to the US or to the UK is a very easy thing for Hong Kong and China to do. Administratively, it will take them 2 hours. And I think, the president has already mentioned multiple times that this will be a significant gesture for China, and I hope that that China listens to this and will freeze my father before it's too late.
Yeah, it would be a major headline, and I know you're praying for that, and so are we. Listen to the president before he came to Beijing. He said this about your dad.
But Jimmy Lai, he caused lots of turmoil for China. He tried to do the right thing. He wasn't successful, went to jail, and people would like him out, and I'd like to see him get out too. So I'll bring him up again. I have brought him up.
So that was before the president arrived. And then last night, Senator Ted Cruz, who's been on this issue as well, said the following with Jesse.
The U.S. Senate passed unanimously a resolution that I authored urging the president to make a priority to press Xi to release political prisoners, release Jimmy Lai. I hope that the president leans in. He is committed that he's going to do that. And you now have the United States Senate 100-0 urging him to make that a priority.
So, Sebastian, why was your father such a threat?
He was a man who refused to compromise on his belief of freedom, of peace, and of democracy in Hong Kong. And for the last 20 and 30 years, that's what him and his colleagues did at the newspaper. They spoke truth to power, didn't compromise on their beliefs, defended these freedoms. And when push came to shove, when the national security law came and everybody told him to leave, and he had ample opportunities to leave, my father decided to defend these principles and defend his colleagues and act as a lightning rod and stand there with all these other people in Hong Kong who campaigned for democracy. And for that, he's being tortured, So, look, I don't think he's a threat. I think Hong Kong has a vendetta against my father. My father has always been this man of principle, this good man. And to many people in the world, he's a symbol of freedom and a hero. So it's not in Hong Kong and China's best interest to do what they're doing to him, to kill him. And so I think, going back to the point, it's an incredibly simple thing for them to do, to show good faith to the United States, to the president, and to so many people that wanted him out, including the entire Senate, but also Congress and many of the other countries that have called out for his release.
That's right. I've met your dad, very impressive man. To many people, he's a hero. And I can see a lot of him in you, Sebastian. Thank you for coming on. Let's hope for the best. Sebastian Lai, thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.